Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Showtime Satch, and today we are here with another video, man. And in this video, I'm gonna be showing you a game I played where I had not one, not two, but three brilliant moves. So, in this video, I'll try to be informative, teach you a little bit, and hopefully entertaining. So, without further ado, we'll go ahead and get right into the game. My opponent for this game is Martin CBA 00 from Argentina, coming in with a rating of 1722. Me with the white pieces here, rated 1747 from the United States. And yeah, man, so to start off the game, e4, if I had the white pieces, I will be playing e4 99% of the time, so that's how we get started. e5, knight f3, knight c6, and bishop b5, the Ruy Lopez. As you know, if I can get the Ruy Lopez on the board, I will take it 100% of the time. It's one of my favorite openings. And, I'll go ahead and mention this. A lot of people, if you're newer to the game, say, oh, don't play the Ruy Lopez, it's too complicated. Bump that. You play the Ruy Lopez, man. It's a great opening, and it has a lot of potential. Obviously, there's a lot of variations. My opponent goes for the old Steinitz defense. Now, the best move in this variation is d4. However, I prefer to play c3, preparing d4. It's considered a little inaccurate. You allow your opponent to go a6, so now this is the modern Steinitz defense, and this is a little more accurate for black to play. So bishop a4, we go back, and now he strikes again with b5, and I drop the bishop back, knight c2. So nothing out of the ordinary here. This is all book moves. We have h6, which he's trying to prepare knight f6, which fine. This is all standard. d4, break in the middle. Now bishop g4 is slightly inaccurate because that allows for d5. And you could put your bishop or your knight here, knight a5. That is technically, the computer says knight a5 is the best move, but I would not tell anyone to play that. Putting your knight on the rim. Now, obviously, if I were to play b4 and he were to be able to jump his knight into c4, then it would create some issues, but I wouldn't do that. So I would not play knight a5. The move he played, I think, is the best move, knight e7. And now we have h3. And, the computer wants me to castle here. I haven't decided if I'm going to castle yet. And you might be saying, what are you talking about? You have all your pieces developed on the right side. You have nothing developed on the left side. Well, my opponent decided to play a6, b5. So that means I know he is not castling queenside. And it's going to take him quite some time to castle kingside. So I like to leave my options open since I know where he's going. And, I might have some choices. So h3 is what I play. And bishop h5. I see a lot of arrows just popped up. I was doing a little analysis beforehand. So yeah, bishop h5 is a mistake. Now the computer says it's a mistake. It looks like a normal move. However, with the way he's played, the reason you really want to go bishop d7 is it's really blocking your development. This knight has no future now because he can't go to any of these squares. So let me get these arrows to the board. Can't go here, can't go here, can't go here. It's all covered. And he can't go here because then he trapped his bishop. So and if that piece can't move, this bishop can't move. So not a great move for black. That's something you got to be aware of, especially with these longer time formats. You take your time and consider, how the move impacts the board. So bishop h5 is played. Bishop e3, just developing a bishop, totally fine. Computer once again wants me to castle, but I'm leaving my options open. As I just said, knight g6 you cannot play. However, in 2 seconds, my opponent decided to blunder this, and I also decided to blunder it. Now, the funny thing is that this move right here is preparing g4. I didn't want to push g4 yet because I wasn't sure if I was castling kingside or not. I was trying to prepare a queenside castle with this move, and I really wasn't paying attention to the piece trapped here. But my opponent misses it again, and it's still a blunder. However, this is a little bit better because now we get some compensation after g4. Bishop takes, pawn takes, knight takes, so now it's 2 pawns for the piece. And now the rest of this video is going to be trying to show you how to convert a winning position into a winning attack. That's a problem a lot of players have in chess in this game. You got a great position, but you don't know where to start. So, yeah, man, just after knight g4, queen e2, just developing the queen, trying to, once again, get this queenside castle in. Bishop e7, and now I go for rook g1. Rook g1 probably wasn't the most accurate move, however, I was a bit scared of this bishop coming to g4, forcing a trade, getting the queen in. It was just some complications I didn't think needed to be made. So I play rook g1, expecting him to trade, but he doesn't. He drops the knight back, which was quite interesting. It doesn't make much sense to me. Normally, if you can trade a knight for a bishop, you should do it. My opponent decides not to and leaves this I'd argue pretty strong bishop eyeing this this weak h6 pawn, which become notable in the future. Now I go ahead and continue my plan of castling. c5, now, see, he's trying to launch an attack, which, if I were to play the quote-unquote best move, which is en passant here, we'll go ahead and look at that. They want me to play en passant, however, I didn't really like this because it's not winning a pawn. You know, I have no way of defending this pawn, and now my center is destabilized, and now he has some sort of prerogative here. Just, for example, he plays queen c8, I would play rook g2, takes, and now he has an attack going, you know. Not quite something I wanted to get into. So instead of that, I decided to keep the center locked, and we push c4. And this is also a learning moment here. If you're planning to attack on the king side, it's very important that your center is locked, and hopefully if you can get it, the queen side is locked as well. If no pawns can move on that side of the board, then it'll make your attack on the king side much stronger because there will be less counterplay. So I play c4. My opponent plays queen e5, you know, threatening this pawn and eventual checkmate if I do nothing about it. Obviously, I'm going to do something about it. I play bishop b3. Once again, we can look at this. Computer wants me to play b1. I just didn't think it was that strong. Rook b8 comes in, and then he captures his pawn. This is pinned. Once again, it's just allowing him counterplay, which, you know, a computer will defend when they argue that this is the best way to play it. But I say, no, we're going for the king side attack first. I have to eliminate all of his counterplay. And now castles for king side was kind of, like I said, he had no plans of castling queen side. Would have been very risky with these pawns pushed as far as they are. So king side castle, and then I decided to move the rook back. So now we're both of these pieces are eyeing that h6 square, which, you know, can be useful. That's normally how you get these king side attacks going. You got to target a weak pawn, because obviously I cannot pawn storm, so it makes it a little bit more difficult to attack a loose king if you cannot pawn storm. So instead I have to line my pieces up for an attack. We get bishop c4, knight takes c4. Now he kicks his bishop away. He decides to play in the middle, but like I said, get out of here. I don't want to deal with a loose queen running around threatening all sorts of things. You know, it's just not something I want to calculate. So kick it out, and now queen b8. And now the attack can start. We get rook d to g1, so bringing the other rook into the attack right before I start. Queen c8, I'm not quite sure. I think he just wanted to gain this scope over this part of the board, but he really can't go any of these squares, so wasn't the most accurate move. Computer agrees with me here. And now we have the first brilliant move of the game. Bishop takes h6, and as I was saying earlier, this is what this bishop was doing. It was born to die on this square. When I said it here on e3, my opponent had played h6, I said I knew this bishop was going to have to sacrifice himself eventually. Now the best move here is to recapture. He recaptures, and now this is a mistake a lot of players would make here. Although it's not necessarily a mistake, rook take h6 somewhat stifles the attack, because after king g7, rook gh1, and now this knight is nicely covering. At some point he can move the queen and trade these rooks, so it would kind of stifle the attack. You know, I'm still winning this position, but not as decisively as I was. So instead of going for that, I play bishop or knight h4. Obviously, so I'm threatening now to take, capture with the king, or capture with the rook, and, you know, infiltrate the position. My opponent does not want that, so king h7, which is the strongest defense to this. And here was a line he could have played. Let's see. If, you know, he ignored this this threat, we had knight coming in. This was the attack that was planned. Now you might say, oh, the king's getting away. Nah, at this point, if you were to run with the king again, then you get rook takes, and if bishop takes, you get this fork here. So not quite an option for him to ignore the attack. He had to play king h7. f5, now once again eyeing this h6 square here. Nice and vulnerable. He has to find a way to defend it. And he honestly plays a strong move. h5. Now, this looks like it stifles the attack because knight defends this, and, you know, I have my rook and my queen eyeing it, but, you know, the knight's defending it fine. However, here comes brilliant move number 2 of the game, if you can find it. Rook takes h5, and once again, this comes with a devastating attack, as you cannot recapture. Although it looks like this knight was defending the pawn, it is not. And we're about to show you exactly why, if you can see the finishing moves of this attack, because if you capture, which is what my opponent decides to do, You then get, this is now a forced mate in 4, so pause the video, try and find it. But I'm gonna go ahead and show it off here now. Queen takes, G8, and now brilliant move, number 2 to force mate. Rook takes G6. After that, your only move is to capture back with the pawn. Queen G6, and now mate is inevitable. H8 and Queen G7 finished it off. So I decided to show you this. It was a pretty nice game. A lot of sacrifices, you know, a lot of fun variations. So if you enjoyed the video, guys, please like and subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.